Hey folks, producer Jim here from the Around the House radio show, America's #1 home improvement powerhouse. I've seen Eric test thousands of gadgets over his 30 plus years as a certified kitchen designer. And he's just dropped his hand-curated top 10 picks for 2026 that'll make your home smarter, safer, and way more efficient. Rush to AroundTheHouseOnline.com, top products, now. Click the bold names for Amazon deals and snag them before they're gone. Eric G's favorites for 2026. Your house deserves this upgrade.
It's Around the House. When it comes to remodeling and renovating your home, there is a lot to know, but we've got you covered. This is Around the House.
Welcome to Around the House with Eric G. and Caroline B. This is the midweek special. This is where we have a great time talking about stuff that maybe didn't make it into last week's show, or today, maybe even stuff that's gonna make it into this week's show, because Caroline and I, we just had a killer interview, didn't we?
Well, first off, I cannot believe it's midweek already. Like, I don't know where the time goes, but it's flying. Summer's flying.
You know, we ended up going out to the coast, staying out in a yurt on, Wednesday and Thursday, and had a great time.
Tell everybody
out there with
what
the
a
dogs.
yurt is. Like, I know what a yurt is because I learned about it from my San Francisco friends, but it's not like traditionally an East Coast thing. So tell people what a yurt is.
So a yurt, and they have these like at our state campgrounds here. So this is, think of a round tent that is up on a platform, and it's got like a thick, almost insulated, like it's like a quilted outside area. There's a little bit of a wood structure on the inside to make sure that holds it up so the walls stay up tight. But it is a round tent, and there's no guy wires on the outside that sits above the ground. So you have a couple steps to get up into it. And then you can put in bunk beds and a heater and power in there. And it's not that it's condo living. I mean, you still have to walk over to the bathroom, and you still have, a faucet hookup outside for camping. So it's camping in a round tent that's built up. So it's a little more luxurious than sleeping on the dirt.
And they make these things, like yurts can actually be quite luxurious, and people can actually make them into homes. I've seen crazy situations. It kind of reminds me of burlap. Do you know what burlap is? Like that material, not as rough, but that sort of material like a burlap.
See, here they actually had more of a vinyl coat because these are 365 days a year. And on the coast, they get 100 inches
hammered.
of rain out there. So it gets hammered. There's salt water. They get abused. And so they've got the heavy duty yurts. I wouldn't want to buy one of those because they got to be thousands and thousands of dollars for those things. But those are the high end as far as durability goes, but it's cool. It was fun. We had one injury to Julie, which was unfortunate. So we were out playing with the dogs, and one of our puppy decided to go run after a bird that landed next to it and drug her down. And then she landed in the sand and broke a finger, and I had to set her fingers because she dislocated two of them. So that was pretty brutal.
Not fun. That's not fun on it. That happened prior to vacation, to going there.
Yeah, I was at the very end of vacation. So I was like, all right. So she was a trooper. We got it looked at. She actually hairline cracked, so technically broken. So she'll be out of commission on that, on typing on that hand for a little bit. So she'll get it, but it's a little bit of healing going on there.
To Eric in the yurt.
Yeah, that was cool. It was a good time. Got to eat a lot of seafood and enjoy ourselves down there. So it was a lot of fun. Played a lot of Yahtzee and disconnected for a couple of days, which is something I don't do a lot of.
No, that is important. And
that was healthy. But hey, we were talking a little bit about our interview on Saturday. And before we talk about swimming here, I wanted to just decompress from our interview we just did that you'll get to hear on Saturday on the day before Father's Day. We've got Constructing Hope coming on the show, and my buddy Dave Dahl, who is the founder of Dave's Killer Bread. You probably have seen him on your grocery store shelves playing a guitar. and we bring on Constructing Hope. That was a powerful interview.
And for those of you who don't understand it, and I learned because I didn't know anything about Constructing Hope, but they basically help people who were incarcerated and that are going to get out and need some type of direction and income and job to structure their lives so that they're able to become productive citizens. And a lot of these people, they may be in for a misdemeanor or something that really isn't going to prevent them from having a future, but they feel like they have a lower self-esteem because they've been in jail or been incarcerated. So instead of them repeating a process and ending up in jail because they don't feel that they have the wherewithal or the background to have a job, or that anybody's going to want to take them and put them in a position, this group actually comes in and helps build up their self-esteem, gets their education so they can become productive workers in the trades. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a great program. We're going to talk about it. And if you want to go take a look at it, you can do that now. That's just constructinghope.org. They're doing their Leveling the Playing Field program right now where they're donating. And this is going to be something that they hope to put nationwide. But I tell you what, it is such a need out there. There's not enough people building. There's people that are coming out of prison that are ready to maybe take a different path in life, but there's not really any good services out there. So this is something that's really could make a huge change across the country by putting people that want to stop that cycle and put them into having something very constructive and filling the need for the trade. So it's a win-win-win across the board.
And how badly do we need tradesmen or women? I mean, every time I turn around, from someone putting in pavers to electricians to plumbers, everybody's saying they can't find good help.
Mm-hmm. And there's people out there that want to do that work, that want to, fight for a good career. So it's great. And it's great. And Dave Dahl is that person, he's that win. He's the guy that, spent 4 stints in prison and created a, multi-$100 million bread empire. Brilliant.
Such a good story. And he's the spokesperson for this whole program, right? I mean, he's basically
he's really, and it's not like he owns Constructing Hope. It's just a program. Dave spent a lot of time going through and hiring people for his bread company back in the day when he owned it. And he would, he was always doing outreach to the prisons to get people to come work, at the bakery to cook bread. So it's just another extension of him being able to do the same thing without having the bread company. So I love that he's still, even this day, living well and having a great time. But at the same time, he's, putting his money where the mouth is. He's getting after it and still helping people get their lives turned around. So that'll be an interview on Saturday you don't want to miss.
And guess what? You know what I want to talk about.
You want to talk about spas and pools or swim spas.
And swim spas.
All right, let's talk about swim spas.
So I am on the road to getting either a hot tub or a swim spa. And I've come to the conclusion that it's not something you just decide, hey, one day I'm going to go get a hot tub, because there's a lot to know, from all of what the shell's made out of, how the insulation's done. And what I found fascinating, Eric, is that these spas and hot tubs are designed very similarly to a home. Did you know that they actually some of the companies use spray foam that's used in houses every day?
Yeah. Isn't
that crazy? Cool, isn't it? It's like built like a house, and it has its own filtration system. So when you're talking about all this air quality, I can get into this because the water treatment, there's ozone, there's UVC or ultraviolet light technology. And then there's these combination technologies with filtration and filters. So it's really similar to a home in a lot of weird ways, which I find fascinating.
Mm-hmm. What's cool is that one thing I don't like, and maybe it's just me, one thing I don't like about the spray foam stuff is that in a hot tub, if you have a leak, you have to rip all that spray foam out to get to it.
Who wants to dig through foam to get to the leak?
Oh,
it's
no.
You're 100% right.
And you don't know where the leak is, but you got to just go mining with spray foam. And that's anybody that's ever gone mining through spray foam before. It isn't fun. So that's one of the concerns that I have, even though it's a killer. It's great for insulating value, right? It works well. It doesn't, if it's closed cell, it's not soaking up water.
That's it.
But leaks can be horrible with hot tubs, and that can cost you money. And I don't want to have to go digging and find this little pinhole leak that's coming out on a hole on the other side of the tub because the foam is pushing it there.
Yeah, Master Spas, which is a company that recommends the foam. See, they go and say, oh, it's great to have the foam. My theory is, I agree with you. Who wants to go through that mess? Where the other companies use more of a urethane foam, or I guess it's a urethane
insulation, probably.
Insulation,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
So I would much rather have foam on the outside of it that has created a wall system around it so that you've got that there and it's almost like an insulated crawl space underneath the tub. I'd much rather see the outside, but I still want to have access to those jets and stuff from the bottom side if you have to get in there and do any repair work.
And you will. Like most of these, if you're buying a hot tub, you're looking at a 7 to 8 year max on a hot tub. And even like the fiberglass. So you have these, most traditional hot tubs now are made with acrylic.
Yeah.
And different variants of thickness. So you would get into this because it's like countertops, you know, it's it's this whole thing. Like it's amazing to look at a hot tub and see the resemblance to any kind of house. So you're looking at this thick acrylic. So companies like Jacuzzi and some of the other name brands use this thicker acrylic. So that's going to hold up longer for you. But most hot tubs, it's a 7 to 8 year investment. And I'm not seeing a really vast difference between a hot tub that costs, let's say, $9,000 and a hot tub that costs $25,000. If you're only going to use it for 7 to 8 years and it's predominantly the same parts, I mean, what are you going to spend? You're spending the money for the name and the brand.
Name, the jets sometimes, if it's got the stereo system, you know, I mean,
stereo
you get
systems
kind of crazy lights.
Bad.
You know.
Everybody told us the stereo systems never work well and don't get one with them. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd much rather have my own music system around it that's outside of that, you know. But that's what happens. So you get into there and it's the spa salesman that's like, oh, but wait, you got to check this out. I've got a sale on this today. If you want to put your down payment on this, I'll have this to you in 2 weeks or 2 years and you'll be good to go. So that's interesting. And then you've been out. What's this? If I'm going to put in a swimming pool, I want a swimming pool that I can put my feet up. I can go get on my floaties out and, you know, put my arm floaties on and get in the pool.
You can do this in a swim spa. I'm gonna argue for a swim spa. And this is the reason. You can use this thing 12 months of the year. Doesn't matter the weather, the temperature. It's going to cost you $2 a day to have it heated. So that was the big thing. What's going to be the electric? And think about it. If you're on solar and you're running this thing, it's like nothing.
Yeah.
And these are big units. So 15 feet in length, 17 feet, and go 19 feet. And you've got a whole pool section. You can get in a hammock. You can do exercise. It's got 100 different waves and roughness and all of the stuff that gives you that feeling of swimming. I mean, you got to check out this. Michael Phelps has this swim spa that is $54,000 and something crazy, but it's got magnetics. You could get in and have the whole spa experience on one side and the whole swimming experience on the other. I mean, let me tell you, I want to put you in one. And I think you would be like, you'd have a cocktail in there and you'd be all ready to go.
Yeah, but
it's awesome.
I'll be honest though. And here's the thing. If I'm going to spend $54,000, I'd much rather have an in-ground pool.
Yeah. But what did Swimming Pool Steve say it is to put in a pool now? Who has
no, you're 3 times that. Yeah.
And you can only use this, you know what? Okay. Let's give it 4 or 5 months out of the year in our neck of the woods. If you're down in Florida.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Florida,
So, I get that.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I get all those warmer places having pools and.
Yeah. So that's an interesting debate. You know what I mean? It's just an interesting debate. I can see the argument for it. I can see that, you know, especially for someone who really wants to be able to swim in it, that, hey, I'm going to do laps, you know,
exercise.
That to me is the perfect for that. But I would almost be, you know, but again, now you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it comes down to budget again, like everything else, is that I would almost rather have the swimming pool for everybody to entertain in and then have the swim spa over on the other side away from it. So that would be on your, and have both.
So I think they're 500 G's hanging around.
Yeah,
that I can just pool,
you know.
Waterfall. Oh, the other thing you can get in the swim spa and also in the hot tub is you can have a waterfall action going on. That's kind of cool. You've got lights.
That's cool.
I could totally see you in a hot tub. You're a hot tub guy. Like I'm
total hot tub guy. I have had plenty of hot tubs in my life. If you wanted to see the funniest thing was my first hot tub, almost 20 years ago. It was a neighbor down the street moved in and he was like, I gotta get rid of this hot tub. How do I get rid of it? I'm like, does it work? Well, I was told it worked when I bought the house, but it's been drained. I'm like, well, I'll take it. So we ended up getting the neighbor's riding lawnmower, building a little cart, rolling it up the street, using 6 neighbors to put it in the backyard. And then it kind of worked. I had to do a lot of work on it to get it going, but it was free. So I could spend some money on it, but yeah, I love hot tubs. They're great. But right now I'm just not going to go out and spend $12,000 on one.
Yeah, but you know what's fascinating about a hot tub is that if you have a good fiberglass, so the material that the tub is made out of and the cabinetry is in good shape, you can fix almost anything DIY inside the hot tub for components. So you could really get one like the one that you had and then fix it and actually have something pretty decent, barring,
no question.
that shell's in place.
Yeah, the shell's good. It's not leaking. The parts are available. You're not having to put too many universal parts in it. Yeah, I mean, you could make it a DIY project by going up and snagging on somebody's, $1,200 hot tub off Craigslist. But the problem is you got to be careful.
There's 2 companies that actually make all the internal parts. That's what I was reading about. It's 2 manufacturers that, off-label it for everybody.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting. So they sell it. It's all marketing. So I guess if you're looking at Jacuzzi or you're looking at Hot Springs or Bullfrog or whichever one, a lot of these are all, manufactured from the same bread, if you will.
Yes. A lot of the same parts in it, whether you're buying I'm sure there's different grades of parts, just like anything else. There's probably the cheap motor and the super high end motor that's higher quality, quieter. There's probably different levels of stuff because, there's definitely different levels when you look at hot tubs.
Swimming Pool Steve gave me that insight. So check out Swimming Pool Steve if you guys want to get additional information. But he said there's 2 major manufacturers for all of those hot tubs.
That's good to know. That's good to know for parts at least. Yeah.
See, and around the house, we've got secrets. So just buy the hot tub. It really doesn't matter what you get. That's what I'm kind of learning. And then if you really get one of the ones that are on the cheaper end, it's only going to last you 7 years anyway. So just upgrade when you get when it burns out on you. So it'll probably be sooner.
Yeah, I get that. Well, man, we've got, and if you're out there, hey guys, just another quick note before we leave. If you're out there still shopping for dear old dad, and by the way, it is Father's Day on Sunday coming up here, on this next weekend. If you're listening to the show here during the middle of the week when we recorded it, here's the thing. We got a great show behind us here that if you just go back an episode, you can catch, or 2 episodes, you can catch our holiday Father's Day gift guide. It's
not too late to shop.
You got it.
Amazon can have it to you overnight if you pay prime prices.
You got it. And some of these things you can get at the home improvement store. You can get, you can get a few of these things, or at least you can get it ordered and say, hey, this is what it looks like. Fits in a card that way. So what do you got going on the rest of the week, Caroline? You got anything going on?
I do want to plug next Tuesday. I am going to be at the Red Bank Library in New Jersey, and it's called Sustainable Red Bank, and they bring in speakers to talk about different sustainable topics and keeping New Jersey green and also environmentally conscious. So that's exciting. And anybody can register too. It's an online event too. You can do it virtually. And we're going to be there talking about all kinds of good stuff about indoor air quality. So Sustainable Red Bank, New Jersey, check it out. It's 7 p.m. on Tuesday night, the 21st. But you can pre-register on the website. And we looked that up, Eric. What was it?
So you can register at redbanklibrary.org/calendar on the event page.
Yeah. So you can come and listen to me talk about indoor air quality, if that interests you.
Yeah, clean air in the home. And you're going to be there live doing that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Your first live event post-COVID.
No, it hasn't been.
Have you done other live events post-COVID?
Not many, but yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you'd done any. I couldn't remember if you'd done any live ones.
Yep, we did. I did 1 or 2, I think, since.
Okay.
But nothing major.
Nothing major. Okay. Well, cool. This is a good way for, so if all of our audience in the area go down and say hi to, she'll gonna do autographs there too?
No. Who wants an autograph from me? You know what you'll get from me? You'll get a lecture about how bad your indoor air quality is. You won't want me to.
There we go. There we go. That's not how you sell this, by the way.
It's a must listen, though.
All right, everybody. I got so much stuff I got to get done here. I got to get the show mixed up, ready to go for Saturday. So I'm going to get going after this. I'm Eric G.
And I'm Caroline B.
You've been listening to
Around the House.
Somewhere unseen and undiscovered, anywhere beyond the mean. Life is a love song, let's be lovers. We're all over the radio. Take my hand, I know where to go. All over the radio with you.
Hey folks, Jim here, producer of Around the House Show. You're loving the audio tips right now, but here's something new. Our full-length episodes and expert interviews are now on YouTube as video, so you can watch the demos, tool close-ups, and guest interviews, or just hit play and listen like a regular podcast. Just search Around the House Show on YouTube, hit that red subscribe button, and turn on notifications. It's free, and you'll get the best of both worlds, visual how-tos when you want them, audio when you're on the go. Don't forget to subscribe on your podcast app too. Thanks. And now back to the show.